My aunt demands I give up my baby to my infertile cousin. I said no.
That's not your baby.
That's
That's not how that works.
no. I, 24 female, am currently 8 months pregnant with the baby girl, and my aunt/cousin have been giving me trouble since I announced the news. My partner and I already adore our girl and have no plans to give her up, but my aunt wants me to give up my child to my cousin, who has been suffering with infertility for the past 5 years. Oof.
Dang.
Dang.
That's really hard. Doesn't mean that she deserves your baby.
Yeah, right?
Based on the title.
By the way, this comes from It's Everly Bear on the OK Storytime subreddit. So for more context, my aunt has raised my sister and I as a motherly figure after our mother passed away when we were very young. We have been quite close with our aunt/cousin throughout our life and have been trying to support my cousin through her struggles with infertility. My aunt is also very religious, being a Mormon who regularly attends church and has a very rigid, closed-minded view on mortality and values and living a good life. She believes that a child deserves a strong, foundational religious upbringing with a strong, providing father and a loving, attentive mother. Since my partner is not Christian and because we both have full-time jobs and careers, she believes that my child will grow up confused and misguided in our household due to our religious differences, lacking a proper sense of identity and adequate care. She says she fears that our child's well-being will not be put first in such an environment and that our kid could likely go down a dark, immoral path. According to her, my cousin, who works part-time from home, and her husband are way better able to provide my child with a loving home with good values and religion. I have both my aunt and cousin blocked on most forms of communication, and I have moved to a new home where they do not know the address. My partner and I also got married in a private ceremony so that they wouldn't have control over my medical decisions. Out of the two, my aunt has been more aggressively towards me and even showed up to my old apartment one day to scream and argue with me about the situation.
Whoa.
Why? She, in a fake nice tone, tried to get me to come with her to a cafe near the church to speak with me about the baby, even when I told her there's nothing to be discussed and that I'm keeping the baby. I spoke with the apartment manager and had to hide until she left after a half an hour. My aunt also has her church friends after me. Oh boy.
Oh my God. They set the whole town on you.
Right. They sometimes regularly send me hostile text messages and voicemails. My cousin has been on the quieter side towards me and has been struggling with depression and trauma from her latest pregnancy last year, ending in a stillbirth of her baby after preterm labor at 30 weeks. Oh my gosh.
This is so hard because this person is going through something really, really difficult.
Right.
And everyone's making it about silly, stupid things.
She has been regularly posting on social media and has joined motherhood related groups. I've heard through the gossip that she's trying to get a baby through those groups and has been banned from a considerable amount of them, to her dismay. She had been harassing young moms and widows for their babies. Oh wow.
Whoa.
What the heck?
You are also not a good person.
It's insane.
Yeah.
My cousin is desperate for a baby to fix her family and is apparently waiting for my name to give birth for my baby girl, who she apparently sees as her own late baby in.
She needs massive amounts of therapy.
Yes.
This is clearly a psychotic break.
Much bigger issue.
This is the you're going through loss of your child, and your mind is filling in with he's replacing it the baby wherever it can.
Yeah.
And this is just not. Yeah, this is therapy very, very much needed.
My aunt and her are apparently sure that I will be overwhelmed with my decision and the responsibilities with motherhood, that I will give up / give more to my baby by letting my cousin and her husband adopt her. This is insane.
I, really quick, cannot imagine, or I just can't understand the aunt and the husband entertaining these thoughts of a clearly just devastated woman, just clearly having a mental breakdown,
right?
And they're just they're just encouraging it.
My aunt says that giving my baby to my cousin shouldn't be as hard as it could because we are family and I could have a baby later on as I'm still young and have plans to attend grad school after working for a while. This justification is just okay, sure, but
these
but
are
it's
crazy
my
people.
Baby.
These are crazy people.
Yes, you get an attachment to your baby when it's inside of you growing. And you don't want to just give that up just because like, oh yeah, I can just have another one.
Yeah.
I can just like,
people
I got
make
spare.
the decision, of course, to give up their baby. And that is a personal decision.
Right.
That no one else can say, hey, just do it. This is like, we're reading other stories where people are like, just give me the money. You have extra.
Exactly. And it's
you can't just say, give me a baby. You can have another.
You can have another. Because then too, like you go through so much when you're pregnant.
Yes.
And you can't, like
There's
that is
so many
something that
risks
you
in
have
pregnancy.
to agree with like beforehand.
Yes.
To be like a surrogate or something like that.
Yeah, there's a whole big process about surrogacy.
Yes.
You can't just be like, hey, you had a baby. I'll take it. Thank you.
Right.
This is not like a Rumpelstiltskin situation.
Exactly.
You can't just have her firstborn.
My cousin also apparently wants to get into contact as we had before my pregnancy. I will not be speaking to her again until after I give birth to see where she is, then to prevent further stress during my pregnancy. I have been very supportive of her through her infertility journey and generally liked her more than my aunt growing up, but her behavior and thinking have shocked me and are making me fear for my safety. I am planning a big wedding party for next year since my partner and I privately got married this year, and I am not sure if my cousin or aunt would be invited or able to come.
Don't invite them.
Yeah,
I would not want to invite these people to anything.
Leave them out of it. I have a lot of family support from both sides right now, apart from those who are close to them and on their side, but I am not sure if that support will be as strong in a year and what my relationship with my aunt or cousin will be then. I have skipped some family events that I know they will be at, but I don't want to miss out on those family gatherings and fun forever. I am not sure how the future will look like with my aunt and cousin after my baby and the issues that arise with that. Any support would be appreciated. And there is an update.
Woo!
Should we just jump right into it?
Let's just jump in.
Let's do it. Update. This will be a small update. We got in contact with the local church leader and talked to them about the situation with my aunt and cousin, who are both active members. We talked to him for a while. He initially dismissed my concerns as personal conflict between family and tried to refer us over to counseling services. We explained to him that my cousin is dealing with trauma from her baby's death and that she is having false hopes about adopting my baby, which would be raised in a good home. We also told him that my aunt is feeding into those hopes and has been harassing me on her behalf, causing disturbance and a lot of stress. He told me he understood my side and that he knew what my cousin has been going through with her inability to have kids. He said that he would contact my aunt and cousin to see what they have to say about the situation. I talked with him again today. He said that my aunt and cousin would like to speak with me and that they were concerned that I stopped communicating with them, especially since I moved away. They're probably just concerned, like, what are you gonna,
like, where's
what are you gonna
the
do with my
baby?
baby? Are
Yeah.
you okay in your pregnancy so that my baby can be healthy as well? I explained to him that their behavior regarding my baby influenced me to do these things and pressed him on what they said. He said that my cousin had talked with a church therapist and was looking into adoption to start a family because her IVF treatments were likely not going to produce a child with her condition. I emphasized to him that I was not giving up my baby and that my cousin had been thinking such. He said that he understood that and started asking me for personal details on how I was doing now. He was again trying to set up a meeting between us and my aunt and cousin, referring us to services. I told him I was not comfortable with that at the moment, and he told me to at least call my cousin once. He said he will meet with my aunt on Sunday since I was too scared to do it on my own. Girl, Mr.
Girly.
Pastor, man.
Girly. What are you talking about?
Too scared, my guy.
He's like, oh my God, they keep bringing these problems to me.
Deal with it on your own.
Jesus.
I can't fix it for you.
Dr. Jesus.
Exactly. Our call ended after that. I'll comment any update on what he says in the coming days under this post. I'll also edit this post to make the update easier to find since I don't want to create a whole different post on it. Another edit. I'm not satisfied with his response and do not like that he is putting pressure on me with reconnecting with my aunt and cousin. He says that he understands my concerns, but I think he's being rather dismissive of them and trying to force us to resolve our issues.
Yeah, it seems like he just thinks he's like, oh, it's just a family thing, whatever. Just like say you're sorry or whatever.
Right.
And he's like, no, they're trying to take my child. Oh, I'm in the court. They're trying to take my child.
Yeah. That's a big issue, especially since they're like relating it to religious things.
Yes,
also. It's like
exactly. They're using
religious
reasons.
Yeah. Like maybe he can talk some sense into them.
You would think so.
Using religious reasons as well, you know. My partner and I thought that it was worth a short reaching out to him because he has influence and religious authority over my aunt and cousin. Exactly. I'll see what he says on the next phone call and see what I can do to make him care more. Another edit to make it clear, I didn't give him any personal information and have no plans for any in-person meeting with my aunt and cousin. We are in contact with legal help and we do not live in Utah. Just to make things clear, I guess.
Like, we might be Mormon, we're not in Utah.
They have to be in Utah at the moment. But there is another update.
Woo.
We spoke again with the bishop. He said that there isn't much he can personally do to resolve the situation within his capacity between me and my aunt and cousin, other than to refer them to counseling services.
Okay. That's like not true. Obviously, you can't force them to do anything, but
Sure.
you can still talk. Like part of the role of a religious leader is to offer counsel. That's kind of the thing. It's like, that's why you're there. That's why we have, I mean, at least I'm relating this to the Catholic Church, but that's like, you have confession to talk to a pastor or like, to talk to a priest.
Yeah. And maybe since they're like Mormon, maybe it's like different rules. Because if they have like a church counselor, then maybe it runs a little differently. But still, it's also like, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like at least counseling would be like more,
just have a conversation with them.
Like if counseling was like the right thing to do in the situation, it would probably be more effective, but it doesn't seem like it is because I think they went to counseling. So I asked him if he did meet with my aunt and he said he did. Their conversation was apparently focused on my cousin and helping her heal. He told me that my cousin was also grieving the loss of communication with me and my sister, who hasn't been talking to her much anymore. I told him that my cousin was trying to take my baby to replace hers and that her and my aunt's behavior was threatening the safety and well-being of me and my family. I think he was losing interest in the conversation, so he just told me to do whatever I feel is best for my family, but to consider the grief my cousin has been through and contact family counseling services for further help on this matter.
This is me so annoying. He's like, okay,
like,
I
blah,
get it.
blah, blah.
Jesus, go talk to someone else.
Yeah, that's crazy. I wonder too, like,
I just can't imagine
if this was brought up in their counseling or if he didn't want to bring it up or something, or if it was brought up, then maybe he just like, yeah, there's no saving that. I can't help you,
that
man.
seems like a ish you, not an ish me.
There you go. Me and my partner sent him an email afterwards with a copy to our lawyer to close off communication. I decided to unblock my cousin and send her a message. I told her that my partner and I are keeping our baby and that is not up for discussion. I encouraged her to seek proper therapy if she hasn't already done so and told her that I am not comfortable with her husband, or my aunt being involved in my child's life. She hasn't responded yet. Regardless of what she says, our relationship will not return to as it was before, and she will not be a part of my child's life. And there is another update. 5 months later. 5 months later. Here's the update everyone has been waiting for.
Yeehaw.
I was busy in the last few months with the birth and projects I have been working on as I recover from birth and take care of my new baby. I logged into Reddit a few times since then, but haven't gotten a chance to update. I am now 25 and my baby is almost 4 months old. Time flies.
Woo.
She's doing well and brings us so much joy.
Slay.
I love going on walks with her and she's growing up so fast.
Love it.
I am planning to go back to work soon, looking for a new job. Thank you all for the concern and well wishes, and I hope everyone is having a great time during the Thanksgiving holiday season. Now, the update that everyone is looking forward to, my cousin and my aunt. Since my last update, my cousin and my aunt were silent for a while, and my cousin didn't respond to my texts. In August, my aunt reached out to me through a new number and asked me how I was, and if I had the baby yet. We talked. She was concerned about mine and my baby's well-being since I distanced myself from a lot of my family and had to leave my job. I asked about my cousin. She says that they have been trying to adopt a baby through their church connections, but nothing has been successful so far, because they probably just started on that. Also, through the church connections, does that mean like there's people in the church that are giving up their children for adoption, or they know people? Or does it mean that they see other pregnant people in the church and are just like, hey, can I have your baby?
Hey, give me a baby.
Hey, can I have your,
Give it here.
Hey, like, are you gonna have that?
Cough up your baby.
It's like when someone isn't finishing their food. It's like, are you gonna finish that?
Are you gonna finish that?
Can I have it?
Are you gonna
take care of that?
take care of that baby?
I'll take it.
I'll take it if you don't want it.
That's what I'm gonna guess is their church
think so.
connections. I asked about whether they consulted with the proper adoption agency, but my aunt said that my cousin's husband's past may become a problem. Didn't know about that.
Well, they said earlier that she'd been denied by a bunch of agencies.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Do we know what his past is? I don't know if we heard about that.
Mafia.
I think you got it. The Mormon Mafia.
The more mafia.
And she proceeded to rant about how the white birth rate is dropping and how people were actively denying themselves parenthood.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Don't like that. Don't like that one bit.
Oh boy. I don't know what to say about that.
Ooh.
Ooh, ooh. She asked me if I still wanted the baby and got angry about 9-month terminations. She is pro-life without exceptions.
Oh my God. Oh,
So that's what she's
like
talking about of the denying their own pregnancy.
Yeah. Is
That's
this
what I
like when like pro-lifers are like, oh, like there's all these terminations happening like right before the baby is born, that's just birth. That is just birth.
Is that like what they do with the statistics or something?
Yeah,
like that?
they're like,
It's like,
yeah, like all of these babies are getting terminated like at 9 months. I'm like, that's
It's
just
like-
birth, baby girl.
It's like, I don't know about that.
That's just birth.
But also too, in this case, like of these people, stillbirths also happen. You know
yes.
what I mean?
Also that.
So that could happen too.
There are a lot of different reasons
A lot of different
why
reasons.
pregnancy cannot come to term.
Exactly. I reaffirmed to her that I did, and she talked about how my cousin was getting old, but she's in her early 30s.
I'm wondering when they're gonna what's the timeline for them not asking, are you still having the baby?
Yeah, right.
You know,
like,
like,
how old is the kid
baby's
gonna
4
be?
months. Like,
Yeah.
is it like 18 and they're like, hey, you still having that baby?
Still like, is this
It's
still
like,
gonna
I've
be
had
yours?
the baby for 18 years.
Like,
Gonna keep
it's
going.
Now
Yeah.
my turn.
Yeah.
Like, you've had it long enough.
Yeah, let's switch. Let's
Yeah.
just do like trade off.
Right.
Yeah. You take it every 2 years. I take it every 3 years.
Right.
It's fine.
But she's in her early 30s and that her nest is still empty. She wanted me to at least share the joy and let my cousin be in my daughter's life. Let me cousin be in my daughter's life and spend time with her. I told her that that would not be possible due to their past behavior. I feared that my cousin would try to become her mother and let her delusions get her again.
Absolutely.
Or kidnap her too.
Yes.
I feel like that is
A lot of very dangerous
possible
things about
situation.
letting her be around your kid.
Absolutely. My aunt said that my cousin was trying to become better and got some church counseling. I still told her no. She then asked me if I knew anyone or any resources to adopt a baby. I told her I didn't, and that my cousin and her husband should be careful and patient with trying to become parents. My aunt emphasized how becoming parents was important to my cousin and her husband because they deserved children at this point, and for their
deserves children.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. Like, are you saying that OP doesn't deserve children? Is that
also
what's
the
happening?
child, like having a child is not for you, the parent. Like
Yeah.
you as a parent are there for the child.
Right.
Not the other way around.
Right. And for their reputation,
Oh my God.
whoa, they deserve children at this point and for their reputation since everyone around them is reaching the parenthood milestone. Girl, you're like, everyone else is having one. I want one.
Not fair.
Like, I get it that you can't, and that's
It's
heartbreaking.
Yes, it is really sad.
However,
but this
like-
this
Yeah. You can't
just
react with this and just expect her to
give you a baby.
one.
You can't keep trying to steal babies. Stop it.
Because it's like, well, then what about them?
Yeah.
What about
No,
them?
they don't have a baby. They don't deserve a baby.
Yeah, exactly. She asked about my future family plans and pushed me on when I'm going to get pregnant again or have my next child. Girl. You can't have this one. You can't have any of the other ones unless you like pay me to be a surrogate. Me being OP.
Yeah.
She told me family planning was important, especially after this surprise pregnancy, and asked if they could be involved next time. Involved in the pregnancy? You want to be there when it's conceived?
Like, we just be there. Like, we'll just be in the background.
We won't even make a noise.
Yeah, you won't even know we're there.
As the call went on, more and more of her past and unusual behavior became apparent, and I was getting tired of it. I wanted to end the call, but she ended it first because she had some activity.
I really hope that she gets help, though. Like, truthfully, like,
Yes.
this is sad.
Very much needs
This
like,
is sad.
real help.
Yeah, because she has gone through like a really traumatic experience and like incredible loss.
Yes.
And has come out of it just not well.
Not healthy.
And she has these people encouraging her to these crazy ideas. And it's I really hope she gets help.
Thankfully, I have my sister to keep me in the loop with what's happening with my aunt and cousin and other matters regarding my family and my old church. Everything my aunt said was apparently true about my cousin. According to my sister, my cousin's overall mental health seems to have improved from her worst, but she still has her deep depressive periods.
I mean, until she stops asking for your child, I think you can assume that she's not doing great.
She sometimes feels very empty with her lack of children and her worsened relationships with me and my sister. That could be true. And
I mean, I'm sure that is
something
true.
that needs to be ignored. However,
No, that's
again,
something that should be looked at.
Yeah.
Because that is that's a very common feeling for women who lose children.
Yeah.
And or who can't have children. And, like, it's totally understandable to be sad and depressed and to have that jealousy even or longing. But when it comes to a point like this.
Yeah, you can't react in this way.
No.
And it's also like hard because she obviously can't see that like the worsened relationships with me and my sister is because
further isolating.
of these like unhealthy reactions.
The thing is that if she was like reacting better, she'd probably be able to be around these kids.
Yeah,
like she'd probably be able to have a relationship with these kids, and yet she's in trying to pull them closer to her, she's pushing them further away.
So maybe OP can like explain that.
Yeah, it's like, I want you to be around the kids, but you can't keep trying to take them.
Right. But we always want you to be around us. All you have to do is listen to episodes just like this one on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app. Just search OK Storytime.
Do it.
We'll always be there for you. We'll always let you come around. We'll let you around us. But there is a little bit more. My cousin and her husband are also trying to find an IVF doctor abroad in hopes of a miracle, since a lot of their options are shutting down here. My cousin apparently still views my baby as something she lost. Interesting. But she believes God will give her kids soon and has been trying to get her sins forgiven. We are skipping Thanksgiving with my side of the family in a few days for obvious reasons. I am going back to the workforce soon, likely after all the holidays. I have my childcare arrangements ready with all the necessary precautions, and the future is looking good overall. Woo. Again, thank you all for your support, and let me know if you have any questions about anything. Mormonism, my family, motherhood, etc. And that is the end of the story.